Hi, I'm Molly Rennick, and I'm the singer of Living Dead Girl. My musical journey began when I was very young. I started singing when I was probably like 4 years old. The way other kids would play house, I would play concert. I always had like a karaoke machine, a microphone. I was always dancing around my bedroom singing. I just always knew I wanted to be a singer my entire life. I started jamming with other musicians and trying to create a band when I was about 15, 16 years old. And that is where it really all began, was meeting up with like-minded people who wanted to get together and make some music. And that's where Living Dead Girl was born, was in my parents' basement. The sound of Living Dead Girl is, I would say, unique, or I'm a little biased, but I would say it's a unique blend. We mix elements of metal, of pop. There's some pop punk in there. There's some Avril Lavigne influence. There's also some kind of like 90s industrial vibes. There's some Marilyn Manson and some Nine Inch Nails in the mix as well. It's very much focused on like heavy verses, drop tuned riffs, and very catchy sing along pop style choruses. I really like the contrast of the two things. I like both heavy and catchy, so that is exactly how I would describe Living Dead Girl's sound.
I can't play your narcissistic game. It's like running in a race. Be surprised that I cannot obtain.
The appeal of modern metal to me, I almost can't even describe what drew me to it. It's just I love the sound of it. I love the heavy drop tuned guitars. I love, like really heavy drum fills and double kick. I love screaming vocals and distorted vocals so much, especially as a singer. I can really appreciate all the different styles of metal vocals that exist in this world. I just really appreciate it and enjoy it. So I've always really been drawn towards metal. I just love the energy. I love the emotion. I love the artistry. I love the imagery that goes with it. I love the music videos, the live performance aspect. So I discovered Marilyn Manson when I was 10 years old, and that's kind of what took me down this path of listening to metal music.
You mentally exhaust me. I'm pulling out my hair. You make me sigh, I roll my eyes, and you don't seem to care.
Conspiracy is the second full-length album from Living Dead Girl. I am not counting our covers EP because that was covers. It's not counting as a full-length album, obviously. So this is our second album, and it's a good follow-up to Exorcism because I feel like it's really a mature version of Exorcism. It still has that same sound of Living Dead Girl that you would expect from us if you are a pre-existing fan. It still checks all the boxes. It's still heavy, it's still catchy, it's still fun, but Conspiracy is like the older sister to Exorcism. It's the more refined, grown-up version.
I put everything I had into this, and now I wanna show you one day.
My favorite metal albums at the moment would definitely be The Sky, the Earth, and All Between by Architects and Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse. My biggest inspirations on metal, one of my absolute biggest inspirations as a vocalist is Maria Brink. I really love the style of screaming that she does, like the vocal fry. I love how her screams still sound very feminine and very beautiful, Whereas like when you scream a little lower, like people will even tell me sometimes that they heard us on the radio and they thought my vocals were a male vocalist. So I really like how she puts that breathiness and that emotion into her screams. It sounds very beautiful and very feminine. So I would say she is definitely one of my biggest inspirations as a metal vocalist. Some other mentions would be Lizzie Hale, also an incredible singer. Avril Lavigne, I love how clear and bright her vocals are. I absolutely love that sound for the clean vocals. My thoughts on the elitism in metal. I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying. It's really lame when people are so gatekeeper or when people won't give new bands a chance. They act like, oh, if it's a smaller band or not a stadium band, it can't be good. People who act like only big bands are good. Those people, honestly, though, you can't let them get to you or let them bother you because that's not who you're creating music for anyways. They're not your target audience. So all you can really do is ignore them, let them be annoying over there doing their own thing and just not give them the time of day. But it is kind of annoying because they're doing a disservice to themselves. If you're gatekeeping metal and thinking like newer bands or female fronted bands or what have you, or more poppy metal bands like us, if you just by default write off all those bands, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're missing out on a lot of potential new favorite bands of yours, right? So at the end of the day, they're just hurting themselves, not us.
You will hear me coming to the light. You will fear me.
I am not involved in any other side projects. I have done some guest vocal appearances. I've like been hired by other bands to lend my voice to some songs, and I've done that a few times. And I do a lot of other creative things, like I work on our music videos, I do graphic design, I paint, I draw, I do makeup. So I do a lot of creative things, but as for like actual projects, all of my energy and my focus is in Living Dead Girl.
I just wanna be beautiful, like a Photoshop picture in a magazine. I just want the impossible.
So this is a pretty good question. Canada versus the United States metal scenes for us. I will just say, based off our personal experience, we are a lot more successful in the US than we are in Canada. This is based off a number of factors. Number one being radio play. So, for example, I can't name one radio station in Canada that's playing our new album right now off the top of my head. Maybe there are, and I just don't know about it. But we are currently right now in rotation, heavy rotation on Sirius XM Octane in the US, and as well as reaching charts. We've been on Billboard charts. We've been on the media-based charts. So we get a lot more radio play in the United States than Canada. As well as our merchandise sales on our online store. I think only 1% of our merchandise sales online are Canada. The rest are United States, UK, Europe. And then even just like for shows, it's a lot easier for us to tour the US than it is for Canada because United States, like the big cities are so much closer together. It's a lot easier to drive across the states than it is across Canada. And at the end of the day, the United States has a much larger population than Canada. Like Canada's population could all fit in Florida. So I feel like you just have a lot more potential fans you can reach in the United States. So just for us personally, we have been a lot more successful as a band in the United States than Canada.
Well, I thought I knew you, thinking that you were true. Yes, I couldn't trust, caught your bluff. Time is up, 'cause I've had enough.
Our future plans would be to just keep doing what we're doing. We are growing at a good pace. I feel like for a pretty relatively new band, I feel like we've done some pretty cool things already. And that's very encouraging for us to just keep doing what we are doing. It tells us we're doing something right. When our songs are getting played on the radio and people are getting tattoos of our band logo and traveling to come see our shows, it really just encourages us to keep doing what we are Keep touring, keep releasing music, keep writing new songs, keep creating. We are working on new music videos. We are booking our tours for next year. We're just going to keep busy and keep Living Dead Girl going.
He was a skater boy, she said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her. She had a pretty face, but her was up in space.
I would like to say to the viewers of your YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far into the interview, I appreciate you listening to me chat. We have an official website. It's livingdeadgirl.ca. That is where you can find all things Living Dead Girl. We've got our music videos, our merchandise. You can grab CDs, vinyl records, merchandise on there, and check out our tour dates. Yes, I absolutely would tour there. I would love to be able to see as much of the world as possible in this lifetime. So getting to travel the world is one of my biggest dreams, and I absolutely would play a show anywhere that would have enough demand to host us there. I would definitely play. Thank you so much for having me. It's been nice chatting with you.